Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Got something a little different here on the channel tonight. We have a tape delayed broadcast of the 360 Harvest Cup race number 1 that took place on Monday night. I had some stuff come up, was unable to do the live show, so we're bringing it to you folks live here tonight on the Buckeye Racing Network, the full show. We're picking it up with a minute left in the practice session, and I think the drivers' meeting is currently happening. You'll see the timer start rolling there on the top left of the screen. Again, super sorry we weren't able to come live on Monday night, but nonetheless, we got the show here for you tonight. Up next is going to be Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions qualifying here once we get through these last 40 seconds of this practice session. A couple events upcoming. The 305 Harvest Cup is running right alongside these 360 Harvest Cups. That's Monday nights at 7. Of course, this takes place Monday nights at 8 on its regular time. And of course, Reigel Promotions Esports has the Jack O'Lantern 200 at Auto Club Speedway coming up. That's going to be a fixed setup in the NASCAR Gen 6 cars. $75 to win that one, $10 for 10th place, $250 top 10 payout, and a $10 entry fee. That's going to be live over on Pit Stop TV, so check them out, subscribe to them. I know yours truly and Tim Henderson is going to be racing in that one, so come out and at least support the Buckeye Racing Network in that event. Tim, you getting geared up for that Jack-O-Lantern 200 here in a few weeks?
Yeah, I've gotten everyone's scheme ready except for mine.
Yeah, so again, folks, tune in to see what schemes the Buckeye Racing Network will be running there on October the 30th at 8 o'clock Eastern. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at some of these cars as they head out onto the racetrack. Justin Osborne in the zero machine, but it's one on our timing and scoring. He makes his way down the back straightaway and into turn number 3 for the first time here tonight as he thunders off into turn 1 and 2, using that outside line to his advantage here. USA is kind of a flatter track, but you carry a lot of momentum around here. These 360 sprint cars will be flying around here tonight. Oh, and I lost Osborne as he completed lap number 1, I think. Yeah, it looks like he's having a bit of connection problems, but Derek Patetti was able to turn a 1938 on his first lap. Jack Anderson, a 1906. He pops up to the top of the board in that 77 machine. Mason Hannigan, Alex Szerzinski, Jeremy Christensen, all on the racetrack as well. Anderson's second lap on 1925, so a little slower there. Let's check on the 21 machine of Mason Hannigan out of Pittsboro, Indiana. Red and white on his car, and he goes up to the top of the board there with a 19 flat. Jeremy Christensen runs a 1970. Good for fourth quick so far. Alex Szerzinski, a 1934. Move him to third quick. Hannigan's second lap, a little slower to 1904. Driver of the number 90, Trevor Royer. We've seen him have some good runs here with Reigel Promotions Esports in these sprint car events. Let's see what happens here in his qualifying run. Lap number 1 for Trevor, a 1911. Third quick so far. He dives it all the way down to the inside part of the racetrack and lets the car slide up on the exit of turn number 4. Across the line, and a 1907, so fourth quick for him. Michael Schuring, a 1904 on his first lap in the 07 machine out of Pella, Iowa. Good group of cars, 23 total signed in for action on Monday night. Schuring crossed the line to complete lap 2 at a 19:19, so just a touch slower, but he remains in second place. Let's see. Chase Porter in the number 13 machine. He's coming across the line to complete his first lap. And he turns a 19:16, good for 8th quick. Ryan Shate runs a sub 19-second lap time at an 18:96. See what he's able to do on lap number 2 as he used the bottom there through 3 and 4, crosses the line at a 19:70, so a little slower. Caden Berry in that green and blue 12 machine, starting his qualifying run. He's the 22nd car on track. Lap 1 for Caden is going to be a 19:12 into 11th place on lap 1. Cross the line, lap 2, a 19:11, moves him up to 8th quick. Last driver to qualify here, Jimbo Rooney, in that famous black and green colors. Well, Tim, most of these drivers choosing to run the outside line here in qualifying.
Yeah, I would have thought we would have seen a lot more around the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Lap 1 for Jimbo Rooney, a 19:19, puts him at 14th quick. Oh, and he wasn't able to complete his qualifying run before the qualifying timer ran out, so Jimbo takes at 14th place in qualifying. As I believe they are negating the heat races? Is that right? I wouldn't think so.
No, these are the heat races.
Oh, excuse me. I was thrown off because my timing and scoring was showing time instead of laps. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the grid for heat race number 1. If I can figure that out. And that's showing the grid for the feature. Well, folks, bear with me as I'm trying to figure out how to show the starting lineup for the heat race here.
The lineup for heat race 1 would be Ryan Sheet, Trevor Royer, Gavin Chatham, Chase Porter, Flying Fred Hoffman, Matt Grimm, Alec Szerzinski, and Dottie Battiest will round out the 8 in Heat 1.
Okay. Well, let's take a look here. Tim got us the starting lineup. As the drivers are formed behind the pace truck here, as they will begin rolling in just a few moments. Eight cars in this first heat. Ryan Sheet tonight's quick time on the front row with Trevor Royer. It's kind of odd. Not sure why the leaderboard is showing every driver, but we do know this is only heat race number 1. So driver's going to pace around one more time. Now, do we have to worry about a battle for a transfer spot here in the first heat race, Tim?
Well, on my end, it's showing 4 go straight to the feature, but I will look and see if that is correct. It is saying top 4 to the feature in the sim, at least on the replay file.
All right, so top 4 to the feature. Pace truck just peels off. Green flag goes in the air. We are underway in heat number 1. 8 laps to go. Ryan Sheet does get the whole shot through 1 and 2, but Trevor Royer right on his back bumper. Royer looks down to the inside here in 1 and 2. Nothing doing. Ryan Sheet's going to hold on to the lead. Matt Grimm, meanwhile, Chase Porter side by side, battling for 3rd and 4th. Grimm drives it hard down on the inside, tries to make the car stick, gets a little more sideways than he wanted to. Porter battles back on his outside. Now Grimm enters low and stays low once again, and is going to remain in 3rd. Porter in 4th. Just behind him, Gavin Chatham in the 99. Uh-oh, Porter's crossing underneath Matt Grimm for the 3rd spot. Almost contact. Not quite, but that's going to allow the 10 machine of Ryan Sheet and the 90 of Trevor Royer to kind of scamper out about a second ahead of the rest of the field, Tim.
Yeah, he got on that loud pedal and said, "See you later, boys. I got somewhere to be."
Yeah, absolutely. Now it looks like Matt Grimm's got some breather room. Gavin Chatham, Alex Szerzynski, though, still battling side by side. Chatham on the bottom, Szerzynski on the outside, as they are a dead heat at the start-finish line, half distance in heat race number 1. Look at that crossover there for Szerzynski out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Nice move for him. Finally puts him in position 5. Chatham back to 6th. Back up front, still more of the same. Ryan Sheet, Trevor Royer, kind of nose to tail. Royer maybe with a little bit better of a run through 1 and 2, as he's kind of searching around the racetrack to see if he can find any way around leader Ryan Sheet.
By the way, it is the top 4 in each heat will transfer on to the feature.
That's good to know. Right now, Chase Porter holds on to that spot. He's got 3/4 of a second back to Gavin Chatham, as this time white flag's going to be displayed already in heat race number 1. Look at Royer's move all the way down to the inside. He's going to let that car kind of slide up, but he leaves enough room for Sheet to make its way around the outside. Sheet into the wall with contact. Royer, big time slide job through 3 and 4. Sheet's going to try the crossover out of 4. Not quite able to retain the lead. Great finish there for Royer and Sheet, 1 and 2. Matt Grimm holds on for 3rd. Chase Porter 4th in the final transfer. Gavin Chatham, Alex Szerzynski, Flying Fred, and Donnie Battiest has to go to the B main here tonight. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 2. As it's still showing the... Looks like Mason Hannigan will be on the front row with Jack Anderson. Row 2 will be Rico Robles and Brandon Matson. Then it's Tyler Bickford and Jimbo Rooney. Kyle Fahey and Derek Patetti rounds out heat race number 2. Eight laps on the board for these drivers. as they begin to slowly pace around for a couple of quick pace laps. Well, Tim, so far, great racing in Heat Race 1. I expect nothing different here in Heat Race 2 as the pace truck's off, and we are underway to kick off Heat Race number 2. Hannigan leads the way on the outside. Look at Reigel Robles down on the inside. Uh-oh, he makes contact with the inside wall, loses a ton of momentum, and has some connection problems. Back up front, Hannigan, Jack Anderson, Brandon Matson, your top 3. Then Jimbo Rooney, 4th. Tyler Bickford there in 5th. And 6th now to Derek Patetti. Single file throughout the field. It looks like everybody has moved their race cars up to the outside line. Hannigan trying to stretch his legs a little bit here in Heat Race number 2. Two laps down, 6 still to go. I didn't expect to see these cars space out like that, though. Did you, Tim?
No, I didn't, but, you know, I'm not, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because long straightaways and quick turns will space the field out quickly.
Closest battle right now we're looking at it. Derek Patetti, Reigel Robles. Robles with a nice move on the inside and a slide job to complete that pass. Move him into 6th as he's still having a connection issue. Here, Patetti was able to get back by him that time out of 4. Patetti scrapes the wall in 1 and 2. Tyler Bickford moseying along nicely in 5th, 1 spot out of a transfer. He sees Jimbo Rooney right ahead. Back up front, though, Jack Anderson's closed in just ever so slightly on Mason Hannigan. Oh, man, those cars are getting all the way up to that outside wall.
He's closing the distance about a 1/10.5 every lap so far.
Absolutely. Anderson reeling him in just a little bit. Still single file throughout the field as Bickford looks like he has a run to the inside of Jimbo Rooney back there. We're going to keep an eye on this battle for the lead. Anderson down low with a slide job. Hannigan, though, with the momentum on the outside, was able to cross him over out of turn 2. Hannigan going to play the defensive line into 3 and 4. Anderson down on the inside. Mason Hannigan wins Heat 2. Jack Anderson will be 3rd. Brandon Matson 3rd. Jimbo Rooney holds on for 4th in front of Derek Patetti and Tyler Bickford. Kyle Fahey there, and Reigel Robles credited with 8th here in Heat Race number 2. All right. Heat Race number 3. Gridding up behind the pace truck already as we are rolling through the festivities. No yellow flags as of yet tonight. Michael Schuring is going to start on the front row. Caden Berry and Daniel Adam will be row 2. Jeremy Christensen on the inside of row 3 and Justin Osborne on the inside of row number 4 as we're just waiting on a couple other drivers to grid up. There's Jacob Denny. He's going to be on the outside of row 1. Ernie Williams Jr. is going to be on the outside of row number 3. And then tagging the back, like I said, is going to be Justin Osborne. Pace truck begins to roll. Well, Tim, how about you get us going here to start our 3rd heat race of the night?
Alrighty. Schuring is going to lead them through backstretch here at a very calm, cool, collected pace. As everyone is itching to get on the loud pedal behind him as he fires away. Denny settles into second. Caden Berry looking to make a move. As I say that, Caden Berry took over second place as Matt, or who is that? I can't tell who's in the yellow.
Ernie Williams in the 91.
Alrighty. Williams looking to make a move on the second place of Caden Berry. As they all fall in line, single file. Williams peeking to the inside. Denny out and around the long way of the track. Williams slides back up into third. Denny may have gotten into the wall as they're going to battle headed into three. A lot of movement out of that Williams machine right up against that wall.
Oh, and he's in it big time. Ernie Williams, pretty heavy contact, but I tell you what, it didn't scrub a ton of momentum as he falls into the clutches of Jacob Denny. He's going to have to fend off his charge on the inside. Looks like he will do so out of turn 4, so Ernie Williams going to remain third. Caden Berry still second. He's reeling in the leader of that's the 07 of Michael Sherry. Just 0.3 of a second separate first and second, and a couple tenths of a second between Ernie Williams Jr. and Jacob Denny. Denny is that fourth and final transfer car. Daniel Adam, Justin Osborne, and Jeremy Christensen all on the outside looking in. Caden Berry's going to make the move this time into turn number 3. Slide job out of Caden Berry. Schuring's going to try to use his momentum to cross him over. It's a dead heat at the line, just 2 to go in heat race 3. Schuring crosses back over the nose of Caden Berry. Caden Berry with a great run off of the bottom of turn 2 takes back the race lead. Does Schuring have anything for him on the inside this time? No. White flag in the air for Caden Berry. Caden Berry, Michael Schuring, Ernie Williams, and Jacob Denny, the top 4. For the final time into turn 3 and 4 in heat race number 3. Caden Berry got the lead late and holds on to win heat 3. Michael Schuring brings it home in second. Ernie Williams Jr. third. Jacob Denny fourth. And on the outside looking in is Daniel Adam, Justin Osborne with a crazy crash into turn 1 after the checkered flag, and Jeremy Christensen there in 7th. All right. Our B main is gridding up here. 12 laps the distance. As it looks like Gavin Chatham, Derek Patetti on the front row. And then that's Daniel Adam and Alex, I believe Alex Szerzynski, in row number 2. Tyler Bickford and Justin Osborne, row 3. Flying Fred and Kyle Fahey there in row 4. And then Jeremy Christensen and Donnie Battiest rounds out row number 5. Remember, 12 laps the distance. Are we taking the top 8 here in the B main, in the admin box B main, Tim?
It says only the top 2 transfer, but yeah, it says only the top 2 transfer into the feature on the race format sheet that I have. Or I'm sorry, the top 4. I was looking at the C main. I apologize.
All right, so the top 4, you got to be in the top 4 to go on to the show here tonight. Pace truck's off. Gavin Chatham fires. Green flag is out. And they're side by side for second. That's Daniel Adam Derek Patetti. Patetti's going to get a little bit of a run through the center. Even down the back straightaway with Adam. Adam going to try a big-time slide job through 3 and 4. He moves into second now. Patetti back to third. Fourth is currently held by Alex Szerzynski. Tyler Bickford, Justin Osborne side by side. Donnie Battiest in the pit area as he pulls his car off. Jeremy Christensen with an issue as well. Alex Szerzynski tries his hand once more on the inside of Patetti. Slides up in front of him, this time in 1 and 2. He's going to complete that pass. Patetti bounces off the outside wall, and he loses a ton of ground as he crashes hard into the outside of turn number 2. His car is going to have to be towed into the pit area. But we stay under green flag conditions here. Gavin Chatham, Daniel Adam, 1 and 2. Alex Szerzynski, third, and Justin Osborne into that fourth and final transfer spot. Tyler Bickford is right there. Flying Fred as well within striking distance for that transfer spot. Now Flying Fred tried something on the inside to try to get around Bickford in the 07. Nothing doing that time. But all the meanwhile, Alex Szerzynski was able to move into second. Daniel Adam back to third, and he falls into the clutches of Justin Osborne. Osborne didn't have a good qualifying effort here tonight. Didn't have a good effort in the heat race, but trying to battle his way into the feature, and he is in a transfer spot right now. Szerzynski, Adam, and Osborne all right together. Gavin Chatham still leads the way with 3 laps to go. Oh my, and they got together. Adamson, Szerzynski, Flying Fred, and Tyler Bickford all piled up together through 1 and 2. And Gavin Chatham still leading the way, and the green flag is still displayed. Justin Osborne into the second position. But I believe that brings out the yellow flag here for the first time. As the field is going to slow up to catch the pace car. Let's try to go back and see exactly what happened to Daniel Adams. He was involved in that. It was kind of some craziness there out of turn number 2. 3 or 4 of them all got tangled together. Let's see exactly what happened. So this is into turn number 1. You see Adam behind Szerzynski. And he actually gets into Szerzynski, gets Szerzynski sideways. Adam gets sideways because they clip wheels. Osborne, you see, he squeaks by on the inside. Tyler Bickford, Flying Fred, nowhere to go. They make collisions with Szerzynski and Adam. And Flying Fred goes up and over. And you see Bickford and Szerzynski tangling up on the inside. The 16 machine there of Kyle Fahey, he squeaks through unscathed. So just absolute craziness there for our first big caution flag of the night. As we will move things forward just a bit. Again, this is tape delay, so we are watching a replay file, but bringing you the broadcast of race number 1 here tonight. You see the top 4 following behind the pace truck. Gavin Chatham, Daniel Adam, Justin Osborne, Kyle Fahey. Then Tyler Bickford, Alex Szerzynski, Flying Fred in the pit area, as well as Jeremy Christensen. Let's move things forward just a bit as we're still pacing behind. As it looks like the lights go out on the pace truck. That means we have the 1 to go signal. Tim, how about you get us going here for the closing
Alrighty.
laps of this admin box B main?
Jatham is going to roll right behind the pace truck as the pace truck finally starts to peel off. Chatham fires, Osborne fires as well. Big gap between Chatham and Osborne, about a half second. Fahey looking to make a move on Osborne on the inside. Bickford runs on the middle line here. Those are your transfers to the A main. Straczynski all over Bickford as he runs down to the bottom. He might get a twofer out of this. Almost tandems with Fahey. Straczynski takes over.
Oh my, big crash.
Huge wreck.
Big crash at the line. We're going to go back here, rewind things as they crash at the line and kind of decipher that. You see Tyler Bickford, such a big head of steam out of turn 4, and Fahey got a little squirrely and they tangled up together. So I guess the biggest thing is who crossed the line for 4th? Was it Bickford? Bickford crossed the line in 4th, upside down and sideways, and there comes Flying Fred trying to squeak by, but unable to do so. Let's double check this again, because I'm pretty sure Bickford crossed the line in 4th place,
Wow.
crashing. Wow. What a way to transfer into the A main here tonight for Tyler Bickford. My goodness.
You know, it's a good thing we're in the sim because he's got a backup car ready to go.
Absolutely. He'll be ready to rock and roll here for 25 laps in the feature. Warm-up session, though, getting underway. 5 minutes on the clock for the drivers. During this time, we're going to we're going to step away and get a word from our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back in. Again, thank you to Premier Racing Setups. Don't forget to use code Buckeye15 for 15% off of your next winning setup. Try Premier Racing Setups today. All right, at the conclusion of the warm-up session, we are ready to look at the starting lineup for our feature event here tonight. On the front row is going to be Ryan Sheet and Mason Hannigan. Row 2, Michael Schuring and Trevor Royer. Row number 3 will be Jack Anderson and Jacob Denny. Row 4, Chatham and Rico Robles. Row 5, Caden Berry and Chase Porter. Row 6, Brandon Matson and Daniel Adam. Row 7, Flying Fred and Jimbo Rooney. As I'm starting to think we don't have all of these starters. Jeremy Christensen, Matt Grimm, Tyler Bickford, Ernie Williams, Alex Rudzinski, Derek Patetti, Justin Osborne, Donnie Battiest, and Kyle Fahey. And yes, the starting lineup is just a little bit different than what I was looking at, but it does look like, Tim, that all 23 cars will start tonight's feature.
Oh boy.
As we're getting through the gridding process, all these drivers getting ready to go. Here, as you see, Michael Schuring, Jack Anderson actually on the front row. Ryan Sheet, Caden Berry, row 2. Mason Hannigan, Trevor Royer, row 3. Matt Grimm, Brandon Matson, row 4. Ernie Williams Jr., Chase Porter, row 5. Jacob Denny, Jimbo Rooney, row 6. Gavin Chatham, Justin Osborne, row 7. Alex Rudzinski, Tyler Bickford, row 8. Kyle Fahey, Daniel Adam, row 9. Flying Fred is going to round out the field, be the only car there in row 10 for our 19th starter here tonight. Well, Tim, who is going to be your driver to watch before we kick off the feature event?
You know, I'd say let's watch the number 91 machine of Matt Grimm.
Matt Grimm, I like that. I'm going to go with the other 91 right behind him, but it's a 17 in our timing and scoring. Ernie Williams Jr., we've seen him try to make some moves in his heat race. So both 91 machines we will be keeping our eye on here in tonight's feature. 25 laps the distance. 2 by 2 by 2. The pace truck peels off. Green flag is in the air. We are rocking and rolling at the USA International Speedway for 25 laps. Schuring leads the way. Jack Anderson, Ryan Sheet battling hard for second. Mason Hannigan, Caden Berry battling for third. Sheet on the inside, Anderson on the outside. Double file through the field except for race leader Michael Schuring. Anderson still holding tough on the outside, not able to complete that pass though. Ryan Sheet hanging tough on the inside. Caden Berry looks like he was able to go into solo third. As I say that, he's going to be challenged by Trevor Royer, and he may be looking for another spot here as Jack Anderson bounced off the outside wall there in 3 and 4. Already 2 laps down, 24 to go in the feature. Schuring trying to separate himself from everybody else. Meanwhile, Sheet goes into second, but wow, Tim, what a power move on the outside for Jack Anderson that time through 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's stuck for him. I would have moved, though.
Absolutely. Trevor Royer is up there following him. You see Royer, though, getting into the outside wall. He loses some momentum, has to gather the car back in, and now falls into the clutches of Mason Hannigan for 6th. Looks like Anderson dropped it down to the inside there in 3 and 4, trying a new line out. Caden Berry, Ryan Sheet unsettled there in 3rd. One of the early movers, Caden Berry at +6, Brandon Madsen +4. You see him there in that black, purple, and gray machine. Car number 21. Tell you what, Schuring has company though. Jack Anderson has caught him. Anderson drops it to the inside. Schuring bounces off the outside wall, and they touch wheels down the front straightaway. Jack Anderson took the lead for a second. Schuring turns it back underneath of him, but Anderson with that run on the outside, shot out of a cannon. New leader, Jack Anderson. Caden Berry sees all of it happening right there in front of him. Same goes for Ryan Sheet. Mason Hannigan rounds out the top 5. Jacob Denny, Trevor Royer side by side for 6th. Royer on the inside. Denny using the outside. Let's check on our drivers to watch. Ernie Williams Jr., Matt Grimm, they're currently 10th and 11th. You're kind of holding station from where they started. Oh my, Chase Porter, look at the move on the inside of Ernie Williams. That's the battle for the top 10. That's going to bring Matt Grimm into the battle as well. Porter by Williams. Matt Grimm is going to get by Ernie Williams as well. Back up front, Michael Schuring falling into the clutches of Ryan Sheet. Caden Berry and Mason Hannigan. Meanwhile, Jack Anderson's opened up 0.7 of a second to the rest of the field. "25 laps, not a lot of time. These drivers got to make a lot happen." You see Hannigan with a slide job on Caden Berry into 1 and 2 that last time. Caden Berry drops it down to the inside. He may take a peek and make it 3 wide, but not quite able to do that there, and he's going to ride in 4th for now. Ryan Sheet is giving Michael Schuring an mirrorful right behind him, although I don't believe they run mirrors in this series. So if there was one, though, Tim, he would see nothing but that 10 machine.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
Anderson is loving what he's seeing out behind him. 1.2 seconds the advantage. Caden Berry says, I'm going to move up to the outside and try to get 2 for 1. Almost had one of the 2. Let's see what happens this time out of turn 4. Wow, man, these drivers are not afraid to put it on the lip here at USA International Speedway. It's going to be 3 wide, 4 wide, almost out of turn 2. Crazy. Caden Berry is going to complete the pass for now. Mason Hannigan following him through. What crazy moves for Berry and Hannigan. 3 wide down the front straightaway. Be careful, fellas. Don't touch wheels. 3 wide again, and Hannigan's going to prevail. Move him into 3rd. Schuring now back to 4th, maybe 5th, as Ryan Sheet's going to battle hard on the inside here tonight. Up front, Anderson slowly getting reeled in by Caden Berry. As I say that, Caden Berry up almost into the outside wall. Mason Hannigan drops it to the inside, and he slides up across the track right in front of Caden Berry into 2nd place. As we are now underneath 10 laps to go, and we have been caution-free in the feature. Berry tries to make a move on the inside, but that outside line and that momentum really helping Mason Hannigan. They're still now over a second behind Jack Anderson. Ryan Sheet holds on to 4th. Michael Schuring, then Trevor Royer and Jacob Denny. Jack Anderson just trying to keep that car clean and keep a little bit of a gap back to 2nd. As I say that, almost into the outside wall. Car kind of getting squirrely on him. It's just 7 laps to go.
Yeah, he's losing time to Hannigan and Berry. Actually, as I say that, he gains time going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, as I say that, uh-oh, yellow flag must be displayed. Here, we're going to have to try to take a look at exactly what happened. I believe it happened with Michael Schuring. Let's rewind and take a peek at what happened to the 07 machine out of turn 2. Looks like they were just battling really hard. I don't know who that is on the inside. Looks like it's Jacob Denny in the 61J. Schuring up on the wall. He makes contact with it. Trevor Royer as well making contact with the wall. Denny tried to slide up, and he just wasn't clear of Schuring in the 07. Schuring rides the fence for a little bit. Goes for a crazy ride. Doesn't quite get over. Let's see, is everybody able to get by? And no, more contact there. Ernie Williams in that 91 machine tags him as he went by. First caution flag in our feature event here tonight for Michael Schuring and Jacob Denny getting together. See Schuring trying to make his way back to the pit area. As Jack Anderson's going to pick up the pace truck here. Underneath of 10 laps to go. So that means no guaranteed time in the work area for Schuring. Trevor Royer ducks into the pit area there as well. Lights still on the pace truck. As we kind of move through this late caution. Here, update on the top 5. Jack Anderson, Mason Hannigan, Caden Berry, Ryan Sheet, and Jacob Denny now into the 5th position. Lights do go out on the pace truck this time. With 5 laps to go, or excuse me, it will be 6 laps to go when we get the green flag. Tim, how about you get us going?
All right, Anderson, Hannigan, Barry, Sheet, Denny, your top 5. Everyone has a shot at this race win. Anderson fires away. Hannigan, a little rouge. Barry looking to take advantage of that going into 1. As Barry gets to the inside of Hannigan. Squeaks out in front of them. They're side-by-side drag race into 3. Barry goes bottom. And he might complete the pass. Hannigan hard in the wall, all over the place. And Sheet is going to take advantage of that as he moves right on by Hannigan.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan Sheet took advantage of that, move him into the top 3. Caden Berry, though, using the bottom line. He's applying the pressure to Jack Anderson as now just 4 laps to go. Anderson has decided to move his race car down to the bottom to try to block off the run from Caden Berry. Ryan Sheet in 3rd, about a second back from Caden Berry. Mason Hannigan in 4th. Battling side by side for 5th. Brandon Matson, Matt Grimm on the inside. Don't want to leave the battle up front. 3 to go, and just a car length separate Jack Anderson and Caden Berry. Anderson leaves the door open a little bit. Caden Berry almost filled it. Wow. Jack Anderson trying to wrap the bottom with now 2 laps to go, and the yellow flag coming out once again. Let's see what happened. I believe it was Michael Schuring once again. As I'm trying to see what happened to him. Let's see if we can go back and find out what happened to Michael Schuring. Oh, man, that's really tight. There's Tyler Bickford in the 07, the blue and black. Schuring in the red and black 07, and that's Flying Fred there in the white and yellow 12. Looks like Bickford and Schuring get together and tangle up out of turn 2. Bickford goes around backwards. Schuring goes up and over for another wild ride. Here, there's Chase Porter. Oh, he makes heavy contact. 3 cars involved in this late race yellow. Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, that means Jack Anderson is going to have to navigate another restart here with just a few laps to go.
Yeah, this could either hurt him or help him, but I'm sure he's a little worried. We can't ask the drivers any questions after tonight, but I would assume that he is a little nervous because I think Barry has showed Anderson that he is there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen, and from what we've seen in 1 and 2, Caden Berry is better on the bottom than Anderson is. So we'll have to see if Anderson leaves any bit of an opening. We know Caden Berry is going to fill that gap as the lights go out on the pace truck. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout to figure out who won who won the first race of the Harvest Cup here in the 360 Sprint division. Anderson has got to nail this restart and nail 1 and 2. Pace truck peels off. Anderson gets on the throttle. Green flag back in the air, just 2 laps to go. Anderson, Berry on the inside. Ryan Sheet, Mason Hannigan on the outside there in 3rd and 4th, 5th to Brandon Matson. We'll keep an eye up front though. Anderson uses the bottom through 3 and 4. Flagman, white flag in the air, just one more time around. Let's see, momentum is up a little bit. Anderson gets a little sideways. Berry almost able to get to the inside, but not quite. What happens here in 3 and 4? Anderson down low, Berry up to the cushion. Anderson and Berry with a run, but Jack Anderson holds off Caden Berry for the victory here in race number 1. Ryan Sheet finishes on 3rd in the podium. Again, Tim said we're not live, so we're not going to be able to interview these drivers tonight, but an awesome first race for our top 3. A big congratulations to Jack Anderson for our first winner in the Harvest Cup Series. Caden Berry with a very respectable 2nd place finish, up 7, and Ryan Sheet rounds out the podium there in 3rd. Tim, what an awesome race we witnessed here tonight.
Yeah, action everywhere. That's all I can say. Just everyone wanted it, and they all put it out on the line.
Absolutely. USA put on a great show. We're happy to bring the tape delay broadcast to you guys. Hopefully you'll join us for race number 2 this coming Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be live right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Again, you need any of the info, check out Reigel Promotions Esports on Facebook and their website. Upcoming shows for us on Sunday. We've got 2 shows on Sunday, one at 7 o'clock Eastern. 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions putting on a special event called the Truckers Tangle 40 with the Pro 2 trucks at, I believe, Lincoln Speedway. So come on out. And I could be, is it Lincoln? I think it's Lincoln. Don't quote me on it right now. I'm drawing a blank. Also, League of Outlaws starting back up with their IMCA style modified division. We'll be live with that Sunday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So 2 shows coming up on Sunday, and of course picking up race 2 of the Harvest Cup on Monday night. That's going to do it for us here from the USA International Speedway. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.